What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to my channel only if you want to. But look, my beautiful people, we got this top scary prisoners left in solitary confinement. Look, man, that type of thing ain't for me. I can imagine you going crazy if you're in solitary confinement, especially like I seen the thumbnail. It was like 54 years alone. That's crazy. But look, man, let's get this video right here to like 2,000 likes, and let's hop straight into this video without further ado.
Living in solitary confinement in the US alone. This is where the most dangerous criminals in the country spend their days. They are allowed little to no outside contact, and they are under strict supervision. So let's take a look at some of these terrifying prisoners. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary prisoners left in solitary confinement. Starting off this countdown, we have the man in the iron mask. The man in the iron mask is the name given to an unidentified prisoner arrested in 1669 or 1670. He was imprisoned during the reign of King Louis XIV of France. Now, what's so scary about this prisoner is how his identity was always kept unknown. He was forced to wear a mask that blocked off his face. Some say he wore a black velvet mask, while others reported that it was a full-on iron mask. Apparently, the guards were ordered to shoot this man if he ever removed the mask. On top of that, he was kept in solitary confinement with double doors. He spent the rest of his life there until he died on November 19th, 1703. Moving on.
That's crazy as hell. Look, the first thing I was thinking about that damn mask is, I know it's stinking inside. Cause I know if you ever had a mask that you like kind of worked out in, or you just had on a lot and you forgot to swap them out or clean it or whatever, that shit stink, man. That buildup of that stink breath in there, bro, that's what probably killed him. Right there. You got tired of smelling that shit.
Jesse Pomeroy. Jesse Pomeroy, otherwise known as the Boston Boy Fiend or the Boy Torturer, was convicted of countless murders at the age of 14 in 1875.
Damn.
He would abuse, torture, and then kill his victims. In fact, he was the youngest person in the history of Massachusetts to be convicted of first-degree murder. When Jesse was caught, he admitted to the murders and was sentenced to live in the Westboro Boys Reform School until he was 18. However, while at the school, he went on to commit other murders. That's when he was sentenced to prison and was placed in solitary confinement. His only interactions were with his guard and his mom, who would visit him once a month. In our 8th spot, we have Ian Manuel. In 1990, when Ian Manuel was only 13 years old, he shot a woman in the face, blowing out part of her jaw during a robbery. Thankfully, she survived, but as a result of his crime, he was tried and convicted as an adult. As a result, he was sentenced to 65 years in prison. He was one of the youngest inmates in the Tampa State Penitentiary. Manuel spent 15 plus years in isolation, making him the longest serving inmate in solitary confinement in Florida. Eventually, he was released after the woman he shot actually fought for his freedom, claiming everyone does dumb things when they're young, and she didn't want him to waste his life in jail. In our 7th spot...
That's crazy. I mean, weird too at the same time. Like, honestly, let's be real here for a second, people. Come in. Let's huddle in real quick. Would you, like, that's a good-hearted person right there. It's good-hearted or dumb, but I feel like it's like she has a good heart. She was in the right mindset. But would you be able to forgive somebody that could have possibly killed you, could have possibly shot you like in the brain, you know, and ended your life right there, but shot her in the jaw or whatever, and she survived? What y'all think about that? Would you be able to forgive? If you say that you could forgive somebody like that, put forgive, just forgive in the comment section. If you can't forgive them, just say can't forgive. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to see where y'all at with it. I don't know where I'm at with it.
Ian Brady. Between 1963 and 1965, Ian Brady and his accomplice tortured, abused, and killed 5 individuals. They would bury their bodies on the moors outside of Manchester, which gave them the name the Moors Murderers. The crimes they committed were horrific, and Brady expressed no remorse. As a result, he was held in solitary confinement. His only contact with the outside world was through letters. It's said that on his free time, he would memorize whole pages of Shakespeare and Plato and then recite them to himself. He would also often interact with television programs. Brady died in prison on May 15th, 2017 at the age of 79. Making our way down the list, number 6, we have Dennis Rader. Between the years of
the BTK killer. Look, man, that's one of the most prolific killers, man. Like, that's done it, man. He was taunting the police and everything.
1974 to 1991, American serial killer Dennis Rader took the lives of 10 individuals. In 2005, he was convicted for his crimes, and now he's facing 175 years in solitary confinement without the possibility of parole. Now, Dennis likes to go by the name BTK, or the BTK Strangler, which stands for bind him, torture him, and kill him. So that says a lot about who this guy is.
Crazy.
But thankfully, he is locked away and has no chance of escaping.
I mean, that hairline say a lot too, bro. Look, you walking around here like this, bro, you are a serial killer. You a serial killer. Off rip.
To this day, Dennis is considered one of the most diabolical serial killers in American history. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with John Massey. In 1975, John Massey got into a fight with a pub's bouncer and he shot him in the chest. At the age of 26, he was sentenced to life for murder. But while in prison, Massey managed to successfully escape 3 times. His most notorious escape was when he made a makeshift rope out of sheets and a pair of heavy-duty gloves to climb over the prison wall. As a result of his escapes, he was placed in solitary confinement.
Crazy.
He was allowed 15 minutes outside of his cell each day and had only 8 minutes for a phone call. Other than that, he was kept locked away. He's considered one of Britain's longest-serving prisoners. He was eventually released after spending nearly 43 years behind bars. In our 4th spot, we have
That's a long time.
Silverstein. Thomas Edward Silverstein was an American criminal jailed for armed robbery in 1978. But while in prison, he committed numerous other crimes. In 1983, he killed a prison officer who he stabbed multiple times. Then he murdered 2 inmates. As a result, he had to be detained in a specially designed cell at the ADX Florence Federal Penitentiary in Colorado. Due to the
Bro, he bet not got out of here at all. Like, that's crazy. That's all I'm thinking. Oh, he eventually got released. Where?
crimes he committed while in jail, he is considered the most violent prisoner in America. He is also referred to as America's most isolated man. Now, Silverstein was considered so dangerous that he got transferred to a federal prison in Atlanta. There he was confined in a 6 by 7 foot cell. He was constantly under surveillance. In fact, the lights in his cell were never turned off so that they could always keep an eye on him. Silverstein eventually died in prison at the age of 67. He is said to have served the longest term in solitary confinement in the federal penitentiary system. Coming in at number 3, we have AILEEN WUORNOS.
Imagine that, bro. Like, you in here basically by yourself for the rest of your life, dude, and you don't really get any human interaction or nothing until the day, like the day you die, bro. Like, you just gonna know that you die a lonely ass person. That's crazy to me.
AILEEN WUORNOS, often referred to as the Damsel of Death, was found guilty of killing 7 men. She claimed it was self-defense, but then later pleaded guilty to the murders. She would murder them, rob them, and then drive home in their cars.
She's from that movie
Due to
Monster.
this, she was named America's first female serial killer. Now, AILEEN was placed in solitary confinement for quite some time, but then she started to grow paranoid. She thought that the people making her food were spitting in it, and then she also claimed that she was being attacked by a sonic weapon. As a result, she wanted the court to hurry up with her death sentence. On October 9th, 2002, AILEEN died by lethal injection.
Damn. I ain't know they had put her down, though. I ain't know they had did that to her. That's crazy, you know?
Elizabeth Bathory. Elizabeth Bathory, otherwise known as the Countess who bathed in blood, was a serial killer in Hungary back in the 16th century. It's believed that she had killed around...
I ain't gonna cap, though. She looked like Pennywise the Clown. That looks very scary right there. Just look. She does look like it. Facts. Don't play with me.
650 girls. She's also considered the most vicious female serial killer in all recorded history. It's believed that her husband was a big influence in her killings. Apparently, he told her to torture her servants. He said for her to pour honey all over them and then let the bugs eat them. But her killings didn't truly start until she met a witch named Anna Darvula. This witch told Elizabeth that bathing in the blood of the young would help her maintain her youth. And that's exactly what she would do. Eventually, Elizabeth was sentenced to life in solitary confinement. She was locked up in her castle's torture chamber. The windows and doors were boarded up with her inside. There was only a small hole in which food was passed in through.
Oh, wow.
On August 21st, 1611, she passed away. And in our number 1 spot, we have Robert Maudsley.
She was batshit crazy, though.
I talked about Robert in my other video on dangerous criminals, and there's no way that I couldn't include him on this list. Robert Maudsley is considered Britain's most dangerous prisoner.
Look at that
Maudsley
haircut.
was originally convicted for 1 murder, however, killed 3 more individuals in prison, which got him placed in solitary confinement. In 1977, Maudsley and his fellow inmates held another prisoner hostage. They ended up torturing him for 9 hours before cracking his head open and killing him. Now,
What?
it's rumored that he may have ate some of that prisoner's brain. As a result, he was deemed the real-life Hannibal Lecter. After that, he murdered 2 more inmates, which got him placed in solitary confinement. In fact,
How did he get the opportunity to kill 2 more? And they know he eating brains and everything. Like, shit stupid, right?
locked up in a glass cell underneath Wakefield Jail. He spends 23 hours of his day there. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout-out portion.
That's crazy though, man. Look, man. Like, when is enough enough? You feel me? Like, he done proved himself. Like, bruh, y'all giving him opportunities to keep killing people. But look, man, let me know how y'all felt about this video and what video in this genre y'all want to see next, and I'll be for sure to do that. So just let me know. You feel me? If you made it to this part of the video, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure you subscribed already. And put your notifications on always so you can get these videos as soon as they drop. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video. And like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. And I'm out though. Blah.
She think I'm a flex on her when I roll up. From the toes up. When it comes to my drip, it's different. Get the bricks, flip it. When it